Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera and sabah al-khair from MATRADE Cairo, Egypt. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to Malaysia International Halal Showcase, MIHAS 2025, and to this session, where we will discuss about Egypt and its potential for Malaysian product overall, and also specifically for ladies apparel and fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Muhammad Khairi Maidin, the Trade Commissioner of MATRADE Cairo, and I would like to highlight today an interesting point of view for the ladies apparel and fashion and potentials in Egypt, brought to you especially for MIHAS 2025. Okay, so today with me, we have Ms. Gada Faud, our marketing officer in MATRADE Cairo. They will brief us about the export potential in Egypt. Ms. Jihan Jabir, the Chief Executive Officer of Etoile Egypt, a prominent clothing retail chain in Egypt, which also one of our premium buyer, who we will specially bring for NSP MIHAS 2025. So first, let us list on some brief on market in Egypt from Ms. Gada. So Ms. Gada, please, let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khairi. I will be presenting today a brief overview of the Egyptian market of ready-made garments. As the ready-made garment sector is one of Egypt's most dynamic and export-oriented industries, it plays a significant role in the country's manufacturing base, contributing to foreign currency earnings, job creation, and industrial development. The sector comprises both woven garments and knitwear, with a strong focus on export and import markets. Particularly, the export markets are the United States and the European Union. For the imports overview, in 2024, total imports of apparel were valued at approximately 251 million, comprising around 131.5 USD million for woven garments and 119.6 million for knitwear. The majority of imports are high-end fashion items, especially apparel or products that are not widely produced locally. The principal sources of apparel imports are China and Turkey, with Turkey supplying significant volumes of woven garments, while China leads in knitwear and fast fashion products. These imports are primarily targeted at the upper-income consumer segment and certain retail niches. For the export overview in 2024, Egypt ready-made garments exports reached an estimated value of 2.84 billion, reflecting an approximate 18% increase compared to 2023. Woven garments accounted for the largest share at around 1.94 billion USD, while knitwear contributed to 0.92 billion. The key trade mechanisms of the Egyptian ready-made garment market is first, it's a significant factor underpinning Egypt's competitiveness in the U.S. market in the qualified industrial zones, the QUIZ agreement, which grants Egyptian exports duty-free access to the United States, provided that a minimum of 35% of the product's value is added within the QUIZ and includes at least 10.5% Israeli imports. This arrangement has been instrumental in sustaining Egypt's apparel exports to the U.S., although recent geopolitical developments have delayed negotiations to lower the Israeli content requirement, and all of this also because of the Gaza events that happened recently, and that's why the QUIZ agreement nowadays is a bit on tension. For the potential opportunities for Malaysian exporters into the Egyptian ready-made garments, number one is it's a large price-sensitive consumer base. High inflation and repeated currency moves have pushed many Egyptian shoppers toward value apparel. Competitive pricing and reliable quality can win share, especially in basics, modest wear, and kids wear segments where turnover is very high. Malaysian exporters also can achieve quick wins through e-commerce and modern retail, as partnering with established local distributors that sell via modern retail and marketplaces. Examples of this like Jumia and Amazon. Let the Malaysian companies test SKU sizes and fits before committing to bigger volumes. Number three, also that the Malaysian exporters can use Egypt as a production and export base, as some companies might be open for partial localization. They can benefit from the export duty-free areas in Egypt, and this creates a price edge versus shipping finished products from Malaysia. Also, they can achieve quick wins through e-commerce and modern retail, as I have demonstrated earlier. Also, it's a gateway into Africa, as Egypt participates in the COMESA and the AFTA, the trade agreements. Producing or consolidating in Egypt can help tap into tariff preferences into nearby African markets once rules of origin are met. Also, it's more predictable. The market here is more predictable clearance if the Malaysian exporters prepare correctly. Since now the advanced cargo information became mandatory for seaborne imports, exporters who pre-register on Cargo X can upload documents 48 hours plus pre-shipment for smoother releases. This actually helps the importation process greatly. There are also some challenges that I would like to shed the light on. Number one is that Egypt and Malaysia, they do not have any free trade agreements, which actually make it a bit tough in terms of importation. Also, the regulatory and documentation process might be a bit long. Also, exporters must be verified on Cargo X and transmit invoices and other documents into the importer's NAFESA envelope. This also can make the process a bit longer. There is also a tax load on imports, and standard VAT is 14% and applies on imports in addition to customs duty and fees, affecting shelf price unless mitigated via local processing and bonded free zone structures. Sometimes also the foreign exchange play a role in also making the importation process a bit harder, because there is a foreign exchange risk where the US dollar sometimes is high, sometimes it gets a little bit lower. So the foreign exchange might be a challenge also in the importation process. To end up, I can give some quick tactics for Malaysian exporters, like use a two-track entry. Number one, import finished value lines via a local distributor fully set up for the General Authority of Export and Import Control. Also explore OEM or finishing in Egypt to win the quiz or EU preferences on the re-exports and improve local price points. Number two is make compliance a selling point. Arrive with JOIC registration complete, Arabic labeling at source, and a tested ACI workflow. This will help the process a lot. Also protect your margins by quoting the foreign exchange clauses, tried price lists, and consolidated shipments to manage freight swings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Gada. Right, so I hope it can help our Malaysian exporter to understand a bit about the dynamics of Egypt market, especially in the garment and ladies apparel sectors. But don't worry, if you are not really still not understand what we mentioned by Ms. Gada just now, you always can contact our African desk in Kuala Lumpur or just contact us, MATRADE Cairo, directly. Okay, so for now, I would like to introduce our Malaysian exporter, Madam Jihan Jabir, the CEO of Etoile Egypt, where she will talk about her company and also she will tell us what she is looking for from Malaysia during NSP MIHAS 2025.
Dear Planet, we are committed to making fashion more sustainable. That's why 79% of our garments already have sustainable properties. By 2022, it will be 100%. Fiber by fiber, step by step. From our sourcing to our processes, we are committed to making a material difference from here to you.
Etoile.
So, Ms. Jihan, this is interesting. Can you tell us about Etoile and your perspective on the ladies apparel and modest fashion market in Egypt? And what is the estimated market size for ladies apparel and modest fashion products in Egypt?
شركة إتوال تأسست عام 2009 وهي علامة تجارية رائدة في مجال الأزياء النسائية المحتشمة في مصر، تجمع بين الأناقة الكلاسيكية والطابع العصري. ونرى أن سوق الملابس النسائية المحتشمة في مصر يشهد نمواً مستمراً. التقديرات لسوق الملابس النسائية في مصر يتجاوز 1 مليون دولار سنوياً، وتشكل الموضة المحتشمة نسبة كبيرة في مصر، ونسبة الزيادة سنوياً بتعادل ما بين 8 و10% في هذا القطاع.
Thank you. Uh, Now, how competitive are Asian fashion products in the Egyptian market? What I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is, how does Etoile position Asian products, and what opportunities do you see for Malaysian companies to supply modest fashion and apparel to Egypt?
نحن في إتوال نبحث دائما عن موردين آسيويين يقدمون منتجات ذات جودة عالية وتصميم يتماشى مع الهوية المصرية للعلامة. نفضل التعاون مع شركاء يفهمون متطلبات السوق المصري ويقدمون حلولا مرنة في الإنتاج.
And what are the general regulation requirements for entering the Egyptian fashion and apparel markets? Example, like, is there any trademarks or patent or tax?
يتطلب دخول السوق المصري تسجيل العلامة التجارية لدى جهاز حماية المستهلك ومعايير الجمارك والضرائب مثل ضريبة القيمة المضافة ورسوم الاستيراد، كما يجب الالتزام بالمواصفات القياسية للمنتجات خاصة فيما يتعلق بالخامات وسلامة الاستخدام.
Can you elaborate on your company resourcing requirements?
نحن نبحث عن موردين يقدمون منتجات بجودة ثابتة بأسعار تنافسية وبقدر إنتاجية بأفضل جودة، والتعامل مع الشركاء لديهم مرونة في التعديلات والتصميمات على حسب السوق المصري، ويقدمون نماذج أولية للمنتج، واهتمام كبير بالجودة والفينش والأسعار.
Then how does Etoile assess competitiveness pricing from the potential supplier?
بنقيمها بناء على تكلفة الوحدة أو المنتج وجودة الخامة، تفاصيل التصميم، تكلفة الشحن، مثل سرعة التنفيذ. يعني بالنسبة لتقييم القطعة بيبقى برضك على حسب السوق ما بين الصين وتركيا ومصر، لازم يبقى فيه سعر منافس للبلاد اللي بتغزو مصر زي الصين وزي تركيا.
All right, so then we're going to hear what is expectation from Etoile. All right, so Ms. Jihan, have you had the opportunity to explore Malaysian fashion and apparel? Which styles or types appeal to you the most?
الملابس الماليزية بتحوس في الأسواق العربية زي السعودية جودة عالية وإنتاج واسع، بس إحنا المنتج الماليزي محتاجين إن يبقى تصميمه على حسب التلبيس والأجسام المصرية اللي موجودة.
So what are your expectations for Malaysian ladies apparel and design? For example, like, do you look at affordability, quality, the design sophistication, sustainability?
الملابس الماليزية محتاجين تصميمات محتشمة، محجبات، محتاجين خامات نسبة القطن فيها عالية عشان درجة الحرارة في مصر بقت عالية جدا، محتاجين سهولة في الشحن وبسعر منافس عشان فرق العملة طبعا بقى عالي جدا بالنسبة للمصريين دلوقتي. تاني حاجة أنا بقترح إن السوق الماليزي بمنتجاته إن شاء الله لو قدرنا برضك ناخد في المعرض زي ما الصين بتعمل، في معرض بيبقى في مصر سنوي مدته حوالي 4 أيام في أرض المعارض. فأنا باقترح إن شاء الله السوق الماليزي يبقى معانا في المعرض دوًّا شركات منه، بحيث إن المستهلك المصري يبتدي دي أكبر ماركات ومحلات الجملة كلها بتنزل المعرض دوّة. فأنا باقترح إن شاء الله يبقوا معانا في المعرض زي ما الصين بتاخد جزء كبير من المعرض، بحيث إن إحنا نعرف يعني الشعب المصري مستهلك قوي جدًا في سوق الملابس. يعني الصين أكتر حد والمنصات بتاعتها دلوقتي والمواقع زي SHEIN وزي علي بابا، المنتجات بقت بتغزو مصر بكميات كبيرة وبتحقق أرباح بنسب كبيرة. فإحنا إن شاء الله يعني متوقعين إن السوق الماليزي لو ثبت وجوده في مصر يحقق عائدات مادية كبيرة جدًا.
Okay, that is really interesting to know. Okay, this is the last question for you. Quite interesting, quite important for the Malaysian suppliers and exporters. So, what the message that you like to convey to potential Malaysian supplier?
أنا أحب أوصّل رسالة إن المنتج يبقى بسعر منافس، الجودة بسعر عالي، لإن ماليزيا بتحظى زي ما قُلت لحضرتك في السوق العربي محققة نجاح قوي جدًا في السعودية والبلاد العربية، فنفسنا النجاح ده يبقى إن شاء الله في السوق المصري.
Okay, Ms. Jihan, thank you very much for your time today, for
Thank
your
you.
time explaining for the Malaysian about what your expectation about your company. I hope that you have a very good business deal and business meeting with the Malaysian here in Malaysia during MIHAS. So again, I would like to welcome you to MIHAS 2025, also to Malaysia.
Thank you.
So again, thank you very much to Madam Jihan from Etoile Egypt, who will be our premium buyer from Egypt in MIHAS 2025. Again, thank you for your time and a brief insight on fashion industry, particularly women attire and clothing in Egypt. All right, so there you go, Malaysian exporter, especially those exporter who has been scheduled to meet Ms. Jihan. I would like to recap and summarize what Ms. Jihan told us just now. All right, first, Etoile need modest design suitable for real women with fabrics that have high percentage of cotton content to match Egypt climate changes and high temperature. Secondly, Etoile value easy shipping and competitive price, especially due to the high currency exchange rate differences. Again, I'd like to emphasize the importance of offering products with competitive price and high quality, as Malaysia already enjoys wide recognition and strong success in Arab markets like Saudi Arabia. And we hope that Malaysian exporter will achieve similar success in the Egyptian market. To the Malaysian exporter, I also would like to highlight the guidelines in preparing the Malaysian companies to meet up the premium buyers and also the other buyers that MATRADE bring, especially for NSP MIHAS 2025. Again, we need to keep highlight this, as it seems that Malaysian exporter always forget about this. All right, first, the main representative from Malaysian company should be at the decision maker level, capable of addressing questions and possessing comprehensive knowledge of the product, pricing standards, and certification. They should also be empowered to expedite future decision-making process. Number two, please arrive at the venue at least 10 minutes prior to your scheduled time slot. Number three, bring your finest product sample and provide one set to the buyer, especially premium buyer. Kindly note that any form of gift is strictly prohibited, but you can bring your sample from your products, from your company. Okay, number four, please ensure that you bring all supporting documents such as certification and registration of your products. Again, also attach your business card to the catalog or brochures, and all material should be in English. And this is very important. Please prepare to provide FOB pricing if requested. This is very important. Then the buyers, especially premium buyer, need your pricing, need your price at that point, at the time when they have a meeting with you, right? The next one is please keep the meeting concise and focused, as you will only have 30 minutes to present to the buyer. Then you may bring samples of other product you wish to introduce to the buyer at the conclusion of the meeting, but please focus on your product first, right? The main product that you would like to promote to the buyers. And also, before that, please refer the company's website to review the products currently distributed to the buyer. Means that you have to do the study about the buyer, especially buyer, before you meet them. Okay, due to the limited meeting time, if the buyer requested any information from a company prior to the meeting, you are expected to provide their request information promptly, right? So the failure to do so may result in cancellation of your meeting slot and reassignment of another seller, right? It will be a loss for you, actually. And then lastly, please, Malaysian company, Malaysian exporter, please follow up and respond promptly to the buyer after the meeting. When the buyer after meeting, for example, after MIHAS, when they contact you, they text you, please respond and promptly, and then do the follow-up with them. All right, so I think that's all from MATRADE Cairo and my team here in MATRADE Cairo. So I wish the Malaysian exporter and of course our premium buyer, we have a very beneficial and very prosperous meeting during MIHAS 2025. Again, thank you very much and see you there.